What if the most powerful man in Ghana isn't a president or CEO, but a pastor? From shaping politics to building billion-cedi networks, their reach goes far beyond the pulpit. Today, we reveal the richest black pastor in Ghana, who secretly owns the country. And when you see number 1, you'll understand why some say Ghana isn't ruled from parliament, but from the church. Number 10, Prophet Nigel Gacy.
Has somebody ever told you you have to do the work of God?
A technician, sir.
Has somebody ever told you you have to do the work of God? Listen, I saw you marrying a pastor when you were standing there.
God prophet says the Lord. Ghana will produce a vice president, a female vice president.
Prophet Nigel Gacy leads Prophetic Hill Chapel in Accra, a ministry that captured attention through his bold prophetic declarations and energetic worship style. The young prophet built his following primarily among Ghana's younger generation, who connect with his contemporary approach to ministry. His church services blend traditional Pentecostal fervor with modern media savviness, creating an experience that resonates with millennials and Gen Z believers seeking both spiritual depth and cultural relevance. Through Prophetic Hill Chapel, Gacy operates media platforms that broadcast his messages across Ghana and to diaspora communities. Critics often question whether his prophetic style prioritizes spectacle over substance. Some religious observers worry that his focus on dramatic predictions, especially regarding politics and celebrities, feeds a hunger for sensationalism rather than spiritual transformation. Yet his influence among young, urban believers remains undeniable. In a generation often cynical about institutional religion, Gacy has found a way to make faith feel urgent and relevant. His ministry represents a newer model of religious leadership in Ghana, one where social media presence and media appearances matter as much as Sunday attendance. Number 9, Bishop Daniel Obinim.
Ghana, the whole Ghana.
Hi, Commander General. Okay, guy.
Few names in Ghanaian Christianity generate as much conversation as Bishop Daniel Obinim, founder of International God's Way Church. Love him or question him, you cannot ignore him. His ministry style pushes every boundary of traditional church expectations, creating either devoted followers or vocal critics with little middle ground. Obinim's approach to ministry centers on demonstrations of supernatural power, often accompanied by theatrical presentations that fill his services with drama. His church has grown beyond Ghana to include branches in other countries, built on a foundation of bold claims about spiritual authority and divine encounters that many find either compelling or concerning. The bishop's lifestyle draws attention wherever he goes. Luxury vehicles, expensive clothing, and public displays of wealth mark his public persona. He gives generously, sometimes distributing money or gifts during services, creating scenes that simultaneously attract admirers and fuel criticism about the appropriateness of such displays in religious settings. Despite ongoing controversies, Obinim maintains a loyal following who see him as a man of genuine spiritual power. His ability to attract and retain supporters even amid scandal speaks to something his ministry provides that resonates with certain believers. Whether one views him as authentic or problematic, his impact on Ghana's religious landscape and national discourse cannot be dismissed. He represents one of the most controversial faces of Ghana's charismatic movement, where questions about prosperity gospel, spiritual authority, and religious accountability play out in real time. Number 8, Prophet Ebenezer Adarkwa-Yadom Opambor.
This man Jesus entered and appeared there. He just then you won't fall. My God, you won't do who don't so him.
In the Ashanti region, one of Ghana's most culturally significant areas, Prophet Ebenezer Adarkwa-Yadom, better known as Opambor, commands attention as leader of Ebenezer Miracle Worship Center. His church building, often described as one of the largest worship spaces in the Ashanti region, reportedly accommodates thousands of worshipers during Sunday services. Opombore's ministry thrives in Kumasi, Ghana's second-largest city and the heart of Ashanti culture. His ability to connect with this culturally proud region while maintaining a charismatic ministry style has earned him a dedicated following. The church's large facility stands as a physical testament to the growth his ministry has experienced over the years. Beyond the pulpit, Opombore has diversified into media and real estate, creating multiple revenue streams that support his ministry and personal wealth. His public statements have occasionally drawn criticism from religious and civic leaders who question some of his pronouncements. What remains clear is his strong regional presence. In the Ashanti region, where traditional authority and modern religion coexist in complex ways, Opombore has built a ministry that commands respect from thousands of followers. His combination of charismatic preaching, institutional building, and business acumen exemplifies how contemporary Ghanaian pastors create influence that extends far beyond worship services into the political sphere of the country. Number 7. Reverend Sam Karanki Ankra.
Do you want to be made whole? Change your language. Now, when you change your language, when you start speaking the language of Jesus, the language of the Spirit, the language of the Word.
Now we encounter a different kind of religious leader, one whose influence comes not from controversy, but from consistency and institutional depth. Reverend Sam Karanki Ankra, founder and apostle general of Royal House Chapel International, represents the face of respectable, socially engaged Christianity in Ghana. Born in 1960, Karanki Ankra attended the University of Ghana before pursuing additional training in Christian leadership at the Haggai Institute in Singapore and management education at Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. This educational foundation gave him tools to build not just a church, but a sustainable organization with global reach. He founded Royal House Chapel International in 1992, starting with just 12 adults and 5 children at a primary school in Accra. The early days required multiple relocations as the church grew, moving from one temporary venue to another until finding permanent facilities. Today, the church reports approximately 30,000 members with 120 local assemblies in Ghana, 20 international missions, and presence in multiple countries including the United States, United Kingdom, China, and throughout West Africa. Some sources suggest the network has grown to over 3,000 churches worldwide. Married to Reverend Rita Karanki Ankra, who serves as Premier Lady of the organization and founded the Royal Ladies Ministry International in 1994, they have 4 children together. What distinguishes Karanki Ankra is his commitment to social impact alongside spiritual ministry. He established the renowned School of Restoration for rehabilitating ex-convicts, commercial sex workers, drug addicts, and armed robbers, helping reintegrate them into society. His scholarship foundation supports bright but needy students. As CEO of Powerline Media Ministries, he operates radio and television broadcasts that reach millions across Ghana and internationally. He also founded Covenant Ministers Fellowship Incorporated and presides over Royal House Chapel Christian Leadership College, training the next generation of religious leaders. Recognition has followed his work. In 2008, Ghana's president awarded him the Order of the Volta, one of the nation's highest honors, for charitable work in health and education. In 2022, the United States government presented him with the U.S. President's Lifetime Achievement Award, signed by President Joe Biden. His influence extends beyond his own denomination. He serves on executive boards of corporate organizations in Africa and holds positions in reputable religious councils. Government leaders seek his counsel, and his voice carries weight in national conversations about social issues, ethics, and governance. Number 6. Prophet Emmanuel Badu Kobi.
What can come Bible?
Making kind of
Ebony.
yes, me the Bible is
Oh, here na chese ebony.
Their general secretary said they lost this last elections because of the spiritual, and he's correct 100%.
Prophet Emmanuel Badu Kobi, founder and general overseer of Glorious Wave Church International, born on May 3rd in Ghana's Ashanti region, he has built a ministry known for bold prophecies, dramatic giving, and occasional public disputes. Badu Kobi leads multiple organizations beyond his church. He serves as president of Kingdom Bible College and oversees Emmanuel Kobi Ministries. His literary output includes several publications such as Born for Glory and The Church Back to Eden, establishing him as both preacher and author. Generosity defines much of Badu Kobi's public image. He has reportedly given away more than 200 cars to people across Ghana, with beneficiaries including celebrity musicians Obapa Christie, Yaw Sarpong, and Daddy Lumba, as well as counselor George Lutterot and others. In September 2016, he donated $10,000 to veteran actor Abeku Iyame, who was suffering from heart enlargement while hospitalized at Kor Labu Teaching Hospital. His congregation has reciprocated this generosity, gifting him cars, a house with a jacuzzi, and other valuable items. This exchange of gifts between pastor and congregation represents a common pattern in Ghana's charismatic churches, where material blessing flows in multiple directions. However, controversy has marked Badu Kobi's ministry as significantly as his charitable acts. In February 2019, Abroni DC of the ruling New Patriotic Party denounced him as a fake pastor, claiming he consistently gives false prophecies. The criticism intensified after several high-profile prophetic failures. His prophecies about sporting events have generated particular ridicule. In July 2021, he prophesied that Brazil would defeat Argentina in the Copa America final. Argentina won 1-0. He had previously prophesied England would win Euro 2020. Italy won on penalties. Before that, he predicted Donald Trump and John Mahama would win their respective re-election campaigns in 2020. Both lost. Despite controversies, Badu Kobi retains significant influence among believers who value bold prophetic voices and appreciate his generosity. His ministry continues operating, holding services, and engaging in charitable activities. His combination of prophecy, philanthropy, and controversy makes him one of Ghana's most talked about religious figures, representing both the appeal and the problems of modern charismatic ministry. The man demonstrates that in Ghana's religious marketplace, influence doesn't require consensus. A pastor can be simultaneously praised for extraordinary generosity and criticized for failed prophecies, admired for charitable works and condemned for offensive statements, yet still maintain a substantial following. Number 5. Prophet Dr. Kofi Oduro.
Most people have been in church for 15, 20 years. Still, pray for me. 20 years.
It's our lifestyle.
Prophet Dr. Kofi Oduro stands apart in Ghana's crowded religious marketplace through his unflinching directness and willingness to speak about issues most pastors avoid. As founder and senior pastor of Alabaster International Ministry, headquartered in Accra, he has built a reputation as what many call an end-time prophet and revivalist with a national mandate. What distinguishes Oduro is his aggressive preaching style, which he openly attributes to his past as a gang member. That former life informs his ministry approach, creating sermons that feel less like Sunday school lessons and more like urgent confrontations with uncomfortable truth. He teaches the word with what followers describe as power, clarity, deep insights, and revelation from above. His media presence has become legendary. Through podcasts distributed on platforms including Apple Podcasts, iHeart, and Podcast Addict, his sermons reach audiences far beyond his physical congregation. These broadcasts capture his characteristic intensity, whether addressing social issues, political corruption, or spiritual matters. His willingness to call out government officials, including declaring that God would kill politicians involved in illegal mining, generates headlines and keeps him perpetually relevant in national conversations. His influence extends through conferences and revival meetings that draw crowds seeking both spiritual renewal and social commentary. Revenue from these events, combined with media presence and church operations, position him among Ghana's notable religious entrepreneurs, though he maintains focus on message over material display. Whether addressing funeral disputes, military recruitment tragedies, or political prophecies, he remains Ghana's most confrontational pastoral voice, proving that influence sometimes comes not from consensus, but from courage to say what others merely whisper. Number 4. Bishop Dag Heward-Mills.
Read aloud. Now, if you've had a number of boyfriends, you will understand, and one of your good messages.
Cross continents, navigate through dozens of countries, step into churches from Ghana to Germany to Jamaica, and you'll encounter the same DNA. The books stacked in pews, the emphasis on loyalty and church planting, the structured approach to ministry training. This is the unmistakable footprint of Bishop Dag Heward-Mills, founder of what has become one of Africa's most expansive church movements. His ministry began modestly in 1987 when he started Lighthouse Chapel International in a classroom at Korle-Bu School of Hygiene with just 5 people. That small beginning has exploded into something extraordinary. Today, the movement operates under the umbrella of United Denominations originating from the Lighthouse Group of Churches, comprising over 40 distinct denominations with more than 6,000 branches across 94 countries on 6 continents. The numbers tell only part of the story. Lighthouse Chapel International alone reports over 1,200 branches in 61 countries. At the heart of this expansion sits Anakazo Bible and Ministry Training Center, a massive campus in the Aquapem Mountains that serves as the primary training ground for pastors and missionaries. This institution represents Heward-Mills' most significant contribution beyond preaching. He married Adelaide Heward-Mills in 1989, and together they have 4 children. Adelaide oversees humanitarian initiatives including an orphanage called the Lighthouse Christian Home and the Lighthouse Christian Mission School. Bishop Dag's literary output rivals any contemporary Christian author. He has written over 70 books, with more than 6 million copies in print across 8 languages. The Healing Jesus campaign represents another major arm of his ministry, conducting evangelistic crusades throughout remote areas of Africa. In 2012, Bishop Dag founded First Love Church, which began with university students at the University of Ghana's Legon Campus Chapel and has grown to over 10,000 members. Help the Helpless, the humanitarian charity connected to his ministry, focuses on assisting the blind, prisoners, the poor, the sick, and widows, demonstrating that evangelism alone doesn't satisfy his vision for Christian impact. The combination of evangelism, church planting, leadership training, publishing, humanitarian work, and media creates a comprehensive approach to religious influence. What makes Bishop Dag's influence particularly significant is its reproducibility. He hasn't just built large churches, he has created a system that others can implement. When people speak of pastors who shape nations beyond electoral politics, Bishop Dag Heward-Mills represents the clearest example. Thousands of churches means thousands of communities where beliefs, values, behaviors, and priorities reflect his teaching. That represents a form of cultural influence that rivals any government program, shaping how millions of people think about family, money, spirituality, and social responsibility. Number 3. Dr. Mensa Otabil.
The first time I listened to Dr. Mensa Otabil was 1999, and I've been listening to him ever since.
Life will not be kind to anybody, and life will not help anybody.
Walk into any discussion about Ghana's intellectual elite, and one name surfaces repeatedly. Dr. Mensa Otabil, founder of International Central Gospel Church and Central University, represents the thinking person's pastor, the leader who brings philosophical depth to Pentecostal Christianity. On February 26, 1984, he officially inaugurated International Central Gospel Church in Accra, starting with about 20 people in a small classroom. That humble beginning reflected his preference for substance over spectacle. Early meetings moved through various temporary venues including classrooms, a private residence, a public hall, a science laboratory, a mechanical workshop, and even a cinema theater. In 1988, ICGC established a ministerial training institute that evolved into Central University College, which received full university status with a presidential charter in January 2016. This institution stands as Otabil's most enduring legacy beyond the church. As founder and chancellor, he created Ghana's premier private university, training thousands of students in business, theology, communications, leadership, and various other fields. The university allows him to shape future decision-makers, business leaders, and professionals, extending his influence far beyond Sunday worshipers. Also in 1988, the church instituted Central Aid, an educational scholarship scheme for needy students in pre-tertiary institutions. This program has become one of Ghana's largest non-governmental scholarship initiatives, helping countless students access education who otherwise couldn't afford it. His communication platform, Living Word, broadcasts via radio and television across multiple networks. The program addresses life issues including religion, education, economic development, family life, and politics, reaching audiences across Ghana and internationally through networks like KICC-TV, which transmits across Europe, North Africa, and parts of the Middle East. Otabil's intellectual approach to faith emphasizes African dignity, self-reliance, and critical thinking. His sermons challenge dependency culture and foreign aid reliance, arguing that Africa's development depends on intellectual capital and indigenous innovation rather than external support. He advocates for what scholars call Pentecostal Pan-Africanism, a theology that merges spiritual renewal with cultural confidence and political self-determination. This philosophy sometimes attracts controversy. Critics have accused him of political bias toward the New Patriotic Party, charges both he and NPP officials deny. Despite this controversy, Otabil remains one of Ghana's most respected voices. In 2007, the government honored him with the Order of the Volta Award for Religion. In 2013, he ranked 24th most influential Ghanaian in a poll. In March 2018, he appeared with Kofi Annan and Martin Amidu on a list of 100 most reputable Africans. Media lists typically place Otabil among Ghana's wealthiest pastors, basing estimates on his church network, speaking income, publications, investments, and founding role in a major university. While exact figures remain private, the institutional assets under his influence suggest substantial value. What makes Otabil's influence unique is its intellectual nature. He shapes minds more than he commands crowds. People may not pack stadiums to hear him preach, but leaders across sectors listen when he speaks. Number 2. Archbishop Charles Agyinasara. He attended Weja Barracks Primary, Armed Forces Experimental School, and Nsawam St. Martin's, where he earned a reputation for truancy, smoking, chasing girls, using hard drugs, night clubbing, and involvement with various occult associations. His expulsion from St. Martin's seemed to confirm a trajectory heading nowhere productive. Then, everything changed. In 1983, after crying and weeping about his powerlessness to reach his generation, Agyinasara experienced what he describes as an audible voice from God speaking on 2 occasions within 4 days. The first message, "My boy Charles, I send you out as I sent Moses. Go, and I will put my words in your lips and reach the world for me." The second, "My boy Charles, I give unto you power over demons and principalities, heal the sick, raise the dead, preach the kingdom." In 1984, Enoch Agbodzo ordained him as a missionary. 2 years later, he traveled to Benin City, Nigeria to study crusade planning under Benson Idahosa, a legendary figure in African Pentecostalism. In 1987, Agyinasara founded World Miracle Bible Church in Tamale, northern Ghana, starting with services under a tree that eventually grew into an organized congregation. By 1994, he relocated to Accra with 70 initial members, holding meetings at the CFC building at Nkrumah Circle. March 1998 marked the Great Move when the church purchased and relocated to the former Meat Marketing Board head office at Zorwulu, transforming it into what would become the Perez Dome. From 70 adults in October 1994, the church exploded to several thousands with over 50 branches in Accra and hundreds throughout Ghana. The Perez Dome itself stands as architectural testimony to the ministry's growth. With 14,000 seats, it ranks as Ghana's largest church auditorium. Internationally, the ministry took the name Perez Chapel International in 2013, reporting branches in 16 countries across Europe, North America, Asia, and Francophone Africa. Aguinasare married Reverend Vivian Aguinasare, who co-founded the ministry and currently serves as International Women's Director for Perez Chapel International and associate churches worldwide. His ministry emphasizes faith healing, prosperity gospel teachings, and global evangelistic outreach. Recognition has followed his impact. In 2007, President John Agyekum Kufuor awarded him the Member of the Order of the Volta for outstanding achievements in championing African excellence as a religious leader. In 2015, Regent University USA presented him with the Global Leadership Award, recognizing his efforts in raising leaders globally. He has received declarations from the Texas Senate and honorary citizenship of Houston. Aguinasare has fellowshipped with, counseled, and prayed for multiple presidents both nationally and internationally, including Ghana's Jerry John Rawlings, John Dramani Mahama, John Evans Atta Mills, and John Agyekum Kufuor, plus international leaders like Côte d'Ivoire's Laurent Gbagbo. This access to political power gives him influence in national affairs that extends beyond his congregational authority. His story proves that in Ghana's religious landscape, origins matter less than transformation, and personal redemption can become the foundation for building movements that shape thousands of lives. The power of his testimony, combined with institutional achievements and consistent expansion, makes him one of the most influential religious figures in modern Ghana. Number 1. Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams. At the summit of Ghanaian religious influence stands Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, born May 12, 1957, universally acknowledged as the father of West Africa's charismatic movement. His journey from privileged rebellion to continental spiritual authority represents one of Africa's most remarkable transformation stories. After losing 3 fingers in a 1976 accident, Duncan Williams lay on a hospital bed where he surrendered to Christ and vowed to spread the gospel throughout nations. That moment birthed a movement reshaping West African Christianity. He founded Christian Action Faith Ministries and Action Chapel International in 1979, making it Ghana's first charismatic church 5 years before International Central Gospel Church. Starting as a prayer meeting at his father's house, the ministry eventually built the imposing Prayer Cathedral on Spintex Road, an 8,000-seat facility that stands as Accra's largest church building. Today, the ministry reports over 200 branch churches and 2,000 affiliate ministries globally, spanning Africa, Europe, and North America. Known worldwide as the Apostle of Strategic Prayer, Duncan Williams pioneered intercession and spiritual warfare techniques that defined charismatic Christianity across the continent. His influence reached extraordinary heights when he led the prayer at President Donald Trump's 2017 inauguration, becoming the first non-American to hold such honor. This connection came partly through his spiritual daughter, Paula White, Trump's spiritual advisor. He married Lady Rosa Whitaker, former Deputy U.S. Trade Representative for Africa under Presidents Clinton and Bush, who helped architect the African Growth and Opportunity Act. In 2017, she acquired Dominion TV, broadcasting across 48 countries, creating unprecedented media reach for their combined ministry. Duncan Williams founded Dominion University and operates humanitarian programs including orphanages and rehabilitation centers. His 5 decades of ministry created foundations every subsequent Ghanaian charismatic leader has built upon. When people speak of pastors who shape nations beyond politics, they describe the spiritual authority, political access, and institutional sophistication Duncan Williams embodies, representing governance through ideological influence rather than electoral power. Check check out our next video on the richest black pastor in Nigeria who secretly owns the country.